I need to watch this. Thank you so much, Ekalai. Yeah, Dying Light 2 Q&A. Okay. I want to hear some news. It's official. Yeah, I just looked it up. It's official, man. Yeah. Let's check this out, guys. Dying Light 2. Ask Me Anything. Episode 1. Episode 1. I guess there's more episodes coming, I guess. We'll see. All right. Oh, this is fucking loud.
Hi everyone, my name is Timon Smektawa and I'm the lead game designer of Dying Light 2. Welcome to our AMA.
Ask Me Anything, episode 1.
First of all, I would like to thank all of you for all of the questions you have sent us. It was more than 9,000 questions, so it's a lot. We have chosen the one that were appearing most frequently.
Yeah. When is the game releasing?
So first, the number one question.
Oh, really?
How big is the map of Dying Light 2? So this
That's
is something
bullshit.
we have said before. It's about double the size of all of the maps from Dying Light 1 combined. If you have played the first game, I think it will be easy for you to imagine how big the map will be. You just take the slums, you take the old town, you combine them and you double the number. And that's roughly the size of the game space in Dying Light 2.
Oh,
If you want to know the
okay.
number, it's more than 6 square kilometers big, almost 7 square kilometers. But that's a simple answer which doesn't take into account the verticality of the world.
True,
Just
true.
imagine there are hundreds of buildings and each one of them has at least a couple of floors. There are even skyscrapers, there are roofs, bridges, all of that stuff. So you can imagine how big the actual space you'll be playing in is.
Oh, that's a good one. What is that zombie with branches on its back? Volatiles already gave me mini heart attacks. I'm worried I will lose my life now.
I'm worried as well because the volatiles in Dying Light 2 are even more scary. So,
oh my
fingers
God.
crossed for you. And answering your question, the guy with the branches, he's actually a new type of infected in our game. And I don't want to spoil too much because we are preparing a huge drop of information about our infected that's coming. But what I can tell you right now is that he's definitely not a nice guy. And he will also give you quite a lot of those mini heart attacks. The interesting thing about this guy is that you can actually make him happen, make him appear in your game. So the fact that he appears in your world is just one of the consequences that you can have when you make specific decisions. So if he really is that scary for you, just try to make good decisions.
Yeah, good decision.
And maybe he will not haunt your dreams.
Okay. So it's like you can summon by doing special quests or special requirements. Or don't trigger this, otherwise he's gonna pop out.
The most important rule of the world of Dying Light 2, which is the day is for humans, but the night is for the infected. What that means is that during the day, the infected hide inside buildings, inside dark places where they can avoid sun rays or UV lights. So yes, there are less of them on the streets during the day, but it doesn't mean you won't encounter them.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Some of them are weakened,
makes sense.
some of them are slower, but they still pose a threat. Another threat that you have to face during the day is, of course, bandits and other humans, but that's a different type of story, another story.
No, not again. Yes, Petchy, again. Let's go.
Draw the infected from their hiding places. For example, if you make a lot of noise, so then they run away, run from their hiding places, and they try to attack you. They try to fight with you, or some other NPCs, some other humans around. Of course, it lasts only for a short amount of time because they are afraid of the sun rays, so then they go back, but yes, you will still be able to encounter them during the day.
That's cool.
Another interesting thing you asked about is the rooftops, and it's interesting because it touches on another very important concept of Dying Light 2, which is that the rooftops are being used by the people that live in the city to rebuild the civilization. So while you will be exploring, actually you will see a lot of safe houses, farm fields and additional stuff like that on the rooftops. So they need to be safe. So there aren't that many biters, virals, or other infected on the rooftops during the day. But of course, when the night comes, it's a completely different type of story, because the day is for humans, but the night is for the infected.
True.
Okay, but what about
we save on during the light.
Guns.
I don't know about the night, dude.
So this is something we have also been telling you guys already. So there are no firearms in the world of Dying Light 2. Why? Because it's a world where the civilization is destroyed, it's gone. So
wait. What? Wait, there's no firearms in the game? Am I reading that right or understanding that right? Oh, craftable. Okay. I was like, wait, what? I don't remember how it was on Dying Light 1 anymore, but I thought I had a gun on Dying Light 1. So him saying that word, no firearms, I was like, what? But you can craft them. Okay. Cool.
Actually, no one is able to create like professional firearms. There will be ranged weapons, bows, and something extra, which fit more the modern Dark Ages idea, the modern Dark Ages concept.
Okay.
Having said that, there's actually one option you can choose to use something similar to a firearm, and this is a handmade shotgun. A very nice tool we have introduced for you to craft with the stuff you have found, you can find during exploration. When you craft it, when you create it, you can start using it using your left hand. So you can have a shotgun in your left hand and a machete or a sword or a hammer in your second one.
Dual wielding.
It really allows you to combine those two tools in combat encounters. A very powerful combination. But the thing is that the shotgun, because it's handmade, it doesn't last long. So it can get destroyed very easily.
Okay.
So it's up to you when you decide to use that powerful piece of weapon.
Okay. Question number 5.
So is the grappling hook still in the game, or as it was in the extended gameplay trailer? If yes, how does it work? So of course it is still in the game, and we have really put a lot of effort into making it a completely new tool, a tool that's better than the one that you got used to in Dying Light 1. So I think the most important thing for us was to make the grappling hook as real, as natural, as physical as possible. So it works differently now. You will not be able to fly through the whole map in 1 minute, as in the first game. As I said, it's way more physical and way more realistic. So if you need something to help you imagine this, is that in the first game with the grappling hook you could almost feel like a
Spider-Man. I don't remember, dude. Oh my god, I need to
feel more like a Tarzan.
I have to go back and play it again.
On ropes and everything. So of course you could say, I prefer to be a Spider-Man than a Tarzan. Good for you, but wait till you see the thing in action. It's really immersive, and it has a lot of uses, not only in traversal, not only in parkour.
Yeah, like Spider-Man more than Tarzan,
so trust
man.
us, we know what we're doing, and you will enjoy the new grappling hook a lot.
Grappling tool was the best thing that happened in Dying Light 1. Sadly, you only get it in the end, at the end of the game. Funny, man. I wonder if I actually crafted.
Oh, this one
since it's at the end of the game.
And very interesting. The question is, will there be cars, vehicles in the main game area? So the answer is, you will be driving inside a vehicle in one specific mission, the one we have shown to you in our last demo. We didn't want to spend more time on it because we feel all of our other traversal methods are way more interesting. So of course you have parkour, and with our natural movement system and the improvements we have made in the second game, you can really travel through the city with great ease, overcoming any obstacles, doing those huge jumps. So it's really very exciting. And on top of that, we also add the grappling hook, the paraglider, and some additional stuff we'll be talking about.
Paraglider.
So we wanted to stick to that because this is the DNA of Dying Light. This is what makes our game unique.
So I guess cars are just gonna be limited to cutscenes or something like that, or like special missions. And maybe it's not gonna be a thing that you. Well, I don't know. Was it usable on Dying Light 1 cars? I don't remember. It was lootable? Oh, okay. The grappling hook. Oh, you could use cars. But it needed fuel. Okay. I remember that. Fuel, yeah. Huh, I wonder if they're actually gonna... Exactly. Okay. The fuel was guarded by hordes of zombies near the abandoned fuel stations. Yep. I remember that. So I wonder if they're gonna keep that or just gonna scratch that idea. You know? Because they only said that the only part that they've worked on was on the demo and the cutscene, and he didn't specify anything more than that. So maybe cars are like really gonna be really minimal in this game. I don't know. Felt like that. No thanks. You can solo fuel mission. Ain't going.
Okay, so this one is actually another question that appeared very, very frequently. So the question is, how many choices do you have that actually change the world and the story? So I don't want to give you an exact number, but I want to explain to you how the whole system works. So
okay.
Dying Light 2, you make choices, you make decisions on 3 different levels. So the first one, as you can say, the upper one, the top one, is a number of main story choices, a few of them, which really change how the story flows and what kind of ending you will get when you finish.
Okay, we're gonna get some different endings.
The second
apparently.
level is choices and decisions you make inside side quests or even main quests that mostly have consequences that are contained within those quests, within those missions, or quite often they also influence the world. An example of this is in one of the quests, you can, for example, save an opera singer. If you do that, if you make a correct choice, then she appears in one of the hubs, in one of the safe zones in the game, and starts singing. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people will tell you it was a stupid thing to do, but it's all up to you. And this is an example of one of those little details that you can actually change in your world. And the third level is the so-called city alignment system. And this is a system where, based on your choices, one of the factions takes control over specific areas of the city. So when they
Google that, before you spam A.
install their forces, they install a lot of...
That's how you play games, Patchy? Jesus.
And some of the things are the things that you can use.
Can think for yourself?
So, for example, if you play with the peacekeepers, they start installing so-called combat helpers, combat traps that you can use while fighting with bandits or infected or whatever. If you side with survivors and you give parts of the city to survivors, they start installing things like zip lines and trampolines and other stuff that makes the traversal easier. So depending on your choices, you can also shape the
hold up. I need to go back here, and I need to for him to explain me the third choice.
Side with survivor helpers, combat. So, for example, if you belong to that faction, and some of the things, forces, they install a lot of them were based on your choices. One of those little details that you can actually change in your world. And the third level is the so-called city alignment system. And this is a system where, based on your choices, one of the factions takes control over specific areas of the city.
So there's going to be factions?
That, of course, they install their forces, they install a lot of different things that belong to that faction, and some of the things are the things that you can use in gameplay. So, for example, if you play with the peacekeepers, they start installing so-called combat helpers, combat traps that you can use while fighting with bandits or infected or whatever.
Okay, cool.
If you side with survivors and you give parts of the city to survivors, they start installing things like zip lines and trampolines and other stuff that makes the traversal easier. So
like
depending on your choices, you can also shape the gameplay space, the gameplay environment, and have a different experience depending on what you do.
So I guess you can have, depending on who plays the game, you can basically have an area where you side with survivors and you have a lot of trampolines and zip lines on the area, and another area you paired up with what's it called? Fuck. With what did they call the other faction? Shit.
So, for example, if you...
Peacekeepers. Okay, peacekeepers. So if you side with peacekeepers on another area, you're gonna have more traps for monsters and all that. And depending on what you want, you can have those areas specific to what type of gameplay do you want on those areas. But for example, if I wanted area 1 to be I wanted to side with area 1 with peacekeepers, but for example Acolyte decided to go with survivors on area 1. So it's basically, I think it's like that how it functions. Seems like it is that way. So you're going to shape how the world, or how you traverse the world or the map, basically.
To play with 2, will we see field? The next one.
Okay, question 8.
The next one is, how diverse are regions in Dying Light 2? Will we see fields and plains, suburbs, or any additional locations? So as you know, the game takes place inside a city, and it's a huge city, so as all of the huge cities out there in the world, it's actually quite diverse. You can say that there are 2 main regions in the city, which is an area which is a little bit close to Old Town, and another one which is more like a downtown with huge skyscrapers and all of that stuff. Within those regions, there are 7 zones where you can make decisions and assign those zones to different factions.
See?
So, for example, if you side with survivors, you will start seeing things like fields or bakeries or other small communities that are rebuilding themselves around various cities.
I think that's what I said earlier.
If you side with peacekeepers, you will start seeing more of our military stuff like outposts, barricades, things like that. So depending on your choices and how you assign each of the zones, you can end up with a completely different looking type of city.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was thinking. That's how it's gonna work. Yeah.